Hey everyone, the United States is burning through millions of dollars in air defense missiles in just a few days of operations against Iran, while Ukrainian cities are still sitting in the dark during brutal winters because those same missiles are nowhere to be found for them. This isn't some conspiracy theory, it's real numbers, real quotes, and a real war that's playing out in front of our eyes. Let's start with the absolute latest. As of today, March 5th, 2026, the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, now in their sixth day, are hitting nuclear sites, missile factories, and military bases hard. Iran is hitting back with swarms of drones and missiles targeting U.S. allies across the Persian Gulf. UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, you name it. American and coalition air defenses are firing nonstop. And here's where it gets wild. Renowned American journalist and historian Anne Applebaum dropped a bombshell just days ago. She said straight up, the interceptor missiles the U.S. has expended in a handful of days pounding Iran would have been enough to shield Ukraine's power grid for several months. Several months. No blackouts and freezing temperatures. No families huddled by candles. No hospitals running on generators. Sounds unbelievable? It's basic math, and I'm about to break it down for you. First, the hard numbers that will make your head spin. A single Patriot PAC-3 MSE missile, the workhorse of U.S. air defense, costs between $3.7 million and $4 million apiece. That's straight from recent Pentagon contracts and Lockheed Martin figures for 2025-2026. We're talking $4 million for one shot. That's more than the price of a luxury home in many American suburbs, or enough to fund college tuition for dozens of kids, or pay a bunch of nurses' salaries for a full year. Now compare that to what they're shooting down. The Iranian Shahed 136 drones, the exact same ones Russia calls Goran 2 and slams into Ukraine every night, cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 each. Most estimates put them right around $35,000. That's less than a new Tesla Model 3. Iran and Russia crank these out by the thousands. One cheap drone versus a $4 million missile. The ratio is 1 to 100, or worse. This is textbook asymmetric warfare. The low-budget side bleeds the high-budget side dry, one cheap kamikaze at a time. In the Gulf over the past few days, U.S. and allied systems have intercepted hundreds of these Shaheds. Every single interception, millions of taxpayer dollars gone. Reports show the burn rate in this operation has already eaten through stockpiles that could have covered Ukraine's entire winter defense season against Russian drone and missile barrages. In Ukraine, Russia launches 400 to 500 drones and missiles a month. The grid barely holds. One hit on a key substation and entire regions go dark for weeks. People freeze, factories shut down, lives are upended. Yet the very missiles that could stop that are currently exploding over Dubai and Doha. Anne Applebaum nails it. We're launching bombardments without a real plan for the Iranian people. No clear strategy for what comes after the strikes. No roadmap to help build a stable Iran. Just massive spending on interceptors we don't have in unlimited supply. Meanwhile, Ukraine has been fighting these exact same Iranian drones for 4 years, and they've gotten insanely good at it. They're shooting down 80 to 90% of Shaheds, not just with expensive Patriots, but with low-cost FPV interceptor drones costing a few $1,000s, electronic warfare jammers, even machine guns mounted on pickup trucks. Ukraine has basically become the world's leading lab for cheap, effective drone defense. And that's exactly why, as of today, March 5th, 2026, the situation has flipped in a big way. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy officially announced that Ukraine is sending its top military drone experts to the Middle East. UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, they're all asking for help. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer kicked it off on March 1st, saying Britain would deploy Ukrainian specialists alongside their own to help Gulf partners shoot down Iranian drones. Now it's moving from talk to action. Ukrainian teams are coordinating on the ground, already in discussions. But there's a smart catch. Zelenskyy isn't doing this for free. His condition: regional leaders use their influence with Russia to secure at least a temporary ceasefire, anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. Not charity, a fair trade. Ukraine shares its game-changing know-how, how to down expensive threats with budget solutions, and in return gets breathing room to protect its own cities and grid. It's pragmatic diplomacy at its best. Think about the scale. In 4 years of war, Ukraine has invented the future of counter-drone warfare. Cheap FPV interceptors that cost thousands take out $35,000 Shaheds. Early warning networks, jamming tech. Gulf countries spend billions on American Patriots, yet struggle against drone swarms. Ukraine proves you can do it cheaper and smarter. And right now, that expertise is in hot demand, exactly where Iran is hitting U.S. allies. But let's be real. This hits home for every American viewer. It's your tax dollars. Every Patriot fired over the Gulf is money that could have gone to ramping up production for Ukraine. Lockheed Martin is scaling to 2,000 PAC-3s a year eventually, but current stockpiles are stretched thin. Pentagon admits the arsenal has dipped to critical levels after years of defending Israel, Ukraine, and now this Iran fight. Russia keeps firing ballistic missiles at Ukraine, 121 in the last month alone. Why should you care? Because this isn't some distant conflict. If Ukraine collapses, it sends a signal to Russia, Iran, and China. Go ahead, attack whoever you want. Oil prices are already spiking because of the Gulf chaos. Gas at the pump will feel it soon. Supply chains will snarl. And if China eyes Taiwan and sees America spreading resources thin, the consequences get even bigger. Applebaum is spot on. We're acting without a coherent endgame in Iran. No plan for the people there. No strategy to stop Putin from exploiting the moment and ramping up pressure on Ukraine. Yet Ukraine is offering a real path forward, trade expertise for a truce. That's not weakness, that's smart. The irony is thick. The same Shahed drones Iran sold Russia on the cheap and that now terrorize Kyiv are now buzzing toward Dubai. And the Ukrainian teams who learned to hunt them in negative 20 degrees Celsius nights could soon be teaching America's allies how to do the same. All in exchange for a little pressure on Moscow. So here's the big question for you. Are we getting our priorities straight? Can America support Ukraine, defend the Gulf, and stop wasting billions all at once? Because while we argue in Congress, people in Kharkiv are without power, and missiles are flying over Tehran and the Emirates. This isn't about picking sides. It's about being strategic. Helping Ukraine isn't charity. It's an investment in European security, energy market stability, and deterring China and Iran. And bringing in Ukrainian drone know-how for the Gulf. That's a chance to save American billions. What do you think? Should America push Gulf leaders to lean on Putin in exchange for Ukrainian help? Should we massively boost missile production right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll read every one. If you appreciate this kind of no-fluff, in-depth breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Things could move even faster next week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay informed, stay sharp, and take care of yourselves. America is strongest when we think ahead, and right now, we need to think fast.